The struggle to end racial injustice, to gain full citizenship, fair treatment, equality, and due process of law in America's courts began nearly 150 years ago and culminated in a federal court in Montgomery, Alabama in 1956.
Today, I am proud to stand here and say that I am a small spark and was a teenager who helped desegregate the bus.
My incident happened on October the 21st, 1955.
It was at that point that Nixon, after he had bailed Rosa Parks out of jail that night, began calling other black leaders in town and suggesting a strike.
On December 8th, Montgomery Improvement Association leaders met with city and bus officials to present their demands.
The bus boycott leaders themselves were not really interested in advancing litigation against the city.
In January 1956, Montgomery Mayor Tacky Gayle announces a Get Tough campaign. He refuses to continue negotiation with the Montgomery Improvement Association. White resistance gets violent, and the original goals of the boycott had failed. The leadership had two choices: give in with no changes or file the lawsuit to end segregated seating. Dr. King announced at a January board meeting that a lawsuit to challenge bus seating was prepared, and they needed some volunteers to serve as plaintiffs. And on February 1st, Fred Gray filed the class action lawsuit, Browder v. Gayle, sponsored by the Montgomery Improvement Association in Federal District Court, Montgomery, Alabama.
People know that that was a case, and they might know the name of it, Browder versus Gayle. Gayle was the mayor at that time. What's important about that, I think, is you had the mayor and the chief of police both being members of the White Citizens Council. And for you to go up and say that I am going to go and put a suit against you, you know, I think that's quite brazen.
Those of us who live today stand on the shoulders of these young heroes and heroines who gave so much, who risked so much, who demonstrated so much courage and so much bravery. I could not be at the University of Alabama today as a professor of law had it not been for cases like Brown, cases like Browder versus Gayle. I couldn't enjoy the kinds of liberties and freedoms that I enjoy today if it hadn't been for a case like Browder versus Gayle. I couldn't enjoy the public parks, the public swimming holes, the municipal facilities, had it not been for a case like Browder versus Gayle. And it's an important case. It's a case that more people should know about. We should know about the women, about their courage, about their lives, about the transformation of a city like Montgomery through the bravery of these people.
Well, what is the impact? First of all, it is a given that Browder v. Gayle, not Brown v. Bolt, Browder v. Gayle reversed Plessy versus Ferguson. So in a way, Lynn was right. It had not been reversed prior to this case. I mean, he comes out wrong, but he says they didn't overrule this, and it didn't, because I can read you from the National Center for History in Schools, which has in its materials teaching across this country, technically it was this case, Browder v. Gayle and not Brown, that overturned Plessy versus Ferguson. So if anybody asks you what put the nail in separate but equal, it is this case out of Montgomery, Alabama.
The plaintiffs of Browder versus Gayle reestablished the ideal that the government cannot establish different classes of citizenship.